Looks like the rain has impeded some of our Rotarians making it. But we're going to go ahead and get started because we have a very full agenda. So I'd like to call this meeting to order. I want to welcome you to Oakland Rotary number 3, the third oldest Rotary club in the world. I'm Joe Goralka, President, retired CPA and CFO from East Bay Restaurant Supply, and as you know, you can call me Coach Joe. Around the world, there are more than 45,000 Rotary clubs with 1.2 million Rotarians in over 200 countries. Most cities you can name have a Rotary club. We have both local and global impact. We gather weekly as business and community leaders to make a difference around the world and right here in Oakland, to support each other and to support each other's businesses, and for some fellowship and fun. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I guess I'll look in a little while, see if we have some members joining us online. So I want to welcome any visiting Rotarians. I know of one visiting Rotarian. Do we have any other visiting Rotarians? If not, I'd like to introduce, Martha, you want to stand up for a moment? I'd like to introduce the charter president and current president of the Delta Antioch Club. Charter president means she was their very first president. She happens to be my much better half. I'd like to also welcome any guests of Rotarians. Do we have any guests of Rotarians to introduce? I guess not. The rain has pretty much impeded us, I think. So please welcome Eric Harris. Want to wander on up, Eric? Eric is owner of Mizell Property Management, and Eric served in the Armory in the field artillery. Eric's going to share with us a thought for the day, and then he's going to lead us in the pledge in honor of Veterans Day. Eric?
Thank you. We can positively change our city, state, country, and world if we focus less on finding fault in others and focusing more on improving ourselves and being the best people we can be. And with that, if you stand for the pledge. Where's the flag? Where's the flag? No flag? Well, we'll just say that the flag is in the center of the stage. That's where the flag would be. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. If we have any veterans in the room, I'd like for them to stand. Eric, you can please stand. Mac, do we have any other We thank you for your service. Now for one of the best jobs in Rotary, welcoming a new player to the team. New talent to keep our bench strong, to continue making a difference here in Oakland and around the world, both now and in the future. Our new members already have received a packet that includes a club directory, a copy of the Rotary four-way test, a Rotary rule book for both business and life, a four-way test coin, and a ball cap. Our new member is sponsored by Keith Urarte. Keith's occupation is, quote, almost retired. Mostly retired. Keith, a thank you for sponsoring a new member again and again and again. I give you a Rotary four-way test coin, and would you please introduce our newest Oakland Rotarian? Thank you, Keith.
Coach Joe, fellow Rotarians and guests, today I have the privilege of introducing our newest Oakland Rotarian, Donald Shepard. Donald is the Administrator for Development with the Salvation Army San Francisco and Oakland Rehabilitation Centers. Don was born in Pasadena, California, while his parents were on vacation from Toronto, Canada. He and his parents never went back. Don's father's struggles and his own brought him to the Salvation Army. In July, he will be with the Salvation Army for 31 years. Don's wife and 8 children are also involved in the Salvation Army. Don is a previous Rotarian with the Tacoma 8 Rotary with 326 members.
Big club.
And he is a Paul Harris Fellow.
Whoa,
Yeah. His motto and work ethic is people over paper. Coach Joe, fellow Rotarians and guests, please join me in welcoming our newest Oakland Rotarian, Don Shepard.
Thank you very much.
We're going to get some pictures.
Let's get a picture here.
Okay.
Don, I have here your badge and pin. It comes with 250 friends here in Oakland.
Amen.
And 1.2 million worldwide. I know you're already a superstar because you're a past Rotarian. We're honored to have you join our team.
Thank you.
Welcome to Oakland Rotary number 3.
Amen. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
A red badge again.
You may be familiar with how to turn that into
It's
a
been a
blue.
long time since I had a red badge, but that's great.
We're so glad to have you, Don.
Thank you very much.
I realized I forgot to introduce a visiting Rotarian, and we'll hear more from this visiting Rotarian shortly. But we have with us Shirley Grace. She is a past president. She is currently the Zone 26 Endowment Major Gifts Advisor, and she is joining us from the Fresno Rotary Club and will be our speaker later today. Welcome, Shirley Grace. And now I'd like to bring up Jim Bosenecker, retired financial analyst with Chevron Corporation. Jim has a very special presentation to reintroduce our outstanding member, John Clausen.
Thank you, Coach Joe, and welcome, fellow Rotarians. I am here to reintroduce to you a Rotarian who was born in Selma, California in 1948. This small town helped shape his life of service to others. Being the 4th of 9 children, John Clausen began working at a very young age. He and his brothers worked in their father's clothing store doing chores after school. John remembers sweeping the sidewalk outside his dad's store from as early as 5 years old. I know I wasn't working at 5 years old. Oakland Rotarians may know John for his corn dog making, which he's been doing for over 50 years. Many will claim that his corn dogs are the best in the country, even better than those at the Corn Dog Castle in Disneyland. John has provided corn dogs free to schools, local events, and street fairs, most recently at Laney College, where he engages students on the importance of getting an education. But there is so much more to John Clausen than corn dogs. Let's start with his Rotarian upbringing. John's grandfather, a pharmacist who owned the local pharmacy soda fountain. How many of you remember soda fountains at pharmacies? We're all old. Was a charter member of the Selma Rotary Club. His great uncle was a charter member of the Paso Robles Club and was even district governor in 1949. John's father was a Rotarian, as were several other relatives. In fact, John recalls that most of the local store owners in Selma at the time were Rotary members. John attended high school at Ryan Preparatory College in Fresno and graduated with a BA degree in history from Fresno State in 1970. He married in 1969 and has 4 children and 6 grandchildren. He married Pam, our illustrious club treasurer, in 2003. You can't count the clapping against my 4 minutes. After graduation, John couldn't find a job teaching, so in 1971, he bought the broom company where he had been a part-time salesman for $300. In 1981, he merged his company with the National Broom Company in Stockton, eventually buying out the prior owners. John's company made some of the best brooms in the country, supported by the fact that their brooms were sold to Price Club nationwide. Price Club was well known for buying only from the best merchants in the country. At the annual Price Club Expo held at large convention centers in California, John's company annually won the Superior Booth Award, even against Fortune 500 companies with their large budgets and showy booths. John sold the company in 2001 due to economic conditions in the U.S. broom industry. At that time, he employed 75 workers. He turned down 2 superior offers from Fortune 500 companies who planned to move the business to Mexico, and ended up selling to a brush manufacturing company for liquidation value because they agreed to retain the 75 workers. John was very active in the U.S. broom industry. He was president of the National Broom Association from 1992 until 1996. One of his chief memories from his presidency was testifying in front of the U.S. International Trade Commission in the industry's attempt to keep broom manufacturing profitable in the United States. After selling the broom company, John and a partner started an import business involved in buying products in bulk from China, then packaging and selling them to stores in the U.S. This included products such as sporting goods, barbecue accessories, and the like. John ran this business until 2014 when he sold his interest and retired. John first joined Rotary in Stockton in 1986. After moving to Oakland in 2002, he joined our club. Noticing the disparity with kids in East Oakland not having a safe and reliable way to travel to school, John began advocating for a portion of Measure BB funds to be allocated for free youth bus passes. The measure passed in 2015 and was finally fully implemented in 2024, with the County Transportation Commission reporting that 64,000 students were using the free passes. John told me his biggest motivation for Rotary came from a luncheon speaker at a Stockton Rotary Club meeting in 1999. Stockton's Catholic Bishop, Stephen Blair, no, not that guy, mentioned that his father had been a dedicated Rotarian in Los Angeles, living the Rotary motto, service above self. Bishop Blair stated that the only way we can have improvements in society is when faith communities and not-for-profits like Rotary work together with government officials on important issues for the common good. Please join me in a round of applause for John Clausen. Also, Coach Joe, I would like to ring the bell for John Clausen. And I hope others will too.
Jim Bosnicker rings the bell for John Clausen. Before I get to you, John, would you please come up to the podium? Keep those hands up. John, thank you for all you do for Oakland Rotary, including in the process of forming a new Rotaract Club. I present you a Paul Harris 4-way Kess coin, and I want you to notice how many people are ringing the bell for you. It's a pretty high percentage. So we got Fred Morris, Nudo, right? Alex Polson, Danny Jane. Is that Carla Betts back there? Carla Betts. Dudley Thompson, Stephanie Crescenza, Seth Butner, Pam Clausen, Dave Cannon. I always want to say Dan. Dave Cannon, right? Good. And then we have Catherine Coleman, past President Shannon Hackley. We have Ruth Strupp. We have Keith Uriarte. And we have President Joe Goralka.
And I want to ring the bell for Jim Bosnicker. He did such a good job.
And we have Mary Jiang, past President Mary Jiang. Do we have anyone online? We have lots of them online. We just don't know about them yet. And John Clausen graciously wants to ring the bell for?
Jim Bosnicker.
For Jim
doing such a good job working all that stuff.
Thank you, John. We're honored to have you in our club. And you married pretty well as well. So I'd like to have Mary Jiang wander up. If I could also have Randy Arnold kind of hang out, and Mary Rutzard hang out over here on the side. And if we could have Trish Connors over here, and if we could have Mac McFadden hang out over here, because we're going to kind of go through some quick announcements. But I'd like to bring up past president Mary Jiang, CPA of Mary Jiang CPA, and she's going to present us, I believe, a banner from far, far, far away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi. I just came back from South Africa last night, so I'm still jet lagged. But anyway, the reason why I'm here is that we have a Rotary tradition is whenever you go visit any club anywhere in the United States or in the world, you try to exchange flag with another Rotary club. Well, this time I couldn't find a South Africa Rotary club at the time I was there, but I did go visit a local Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of San Leandro, so I want to present President Joe with a Rotary flag from San Leandro.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary.
Okay.
I have to tell you real quickly, even though we're running short of time, Mary called me up, said, we gotta support the San Leandro Rotary Club, let's go. And I said, oh, Mary, let's go. So you can't say no to Mary. So I go. I get there, guess who the speaker was? Me and Mary. So now I'd like to bring up Randy Arnold, a retired Barefoot Winery ambassador, and I'm telling you, he knows his wine, with the Gallo Winery. Randy led us on a fabulous trip to Mono Lake early in the year, and I awarded him at that time a Rotary on the Run medal. But he was not here to receive it because he spends half his time up in the Mono Lake area. So I want to fix that problem, Randy. Randy, in recognition of your service above self efforts in organizing our trip to Mono Lake, including your fundraising efforts and your environmental protection efforts, and for more recently, leading us on a fabulous wine tasting trip to Lodi. If he puts it on the auction for our main event this year, you should bid on it. It was fabulous. We met the winemaker, had some great wine, had a fabulous meal. And for you being one of our team's most outstanding cheerleaders, I present you a Rotary on the Run medal.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Randy. And now I'd like to bring up Mary Rutzard, estate planning attorney with Donahue Fitzgerald. We had a fabulous new member reception last night, and it was in the home of Mary Rutzard. So Mary, in recognition of your service above self efforts, by opening up your home, not just for our new member reception, but several times in the past, and for quietly, without fanfare, always supporting and being there for Oakland Rotary number 3. We are so honored to have you with us. I present you a Rotary on the Run medal. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Rather have a hug.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And speaking of the event last night, I have to thank a few people. Linda Hamilton was the chair with Kathleen Uribe. They did a fantastic job. Carla Betts and her entertainment team, including Alex Polson and Michael Bruck, made us feel like home. Did I miss someone? Carla Betts rings the bell for Mary Rutzard. Although you did a pretty good job cleaning up that night as well. So thank you all. It was a fabulous event. Now I want to bring up Trish Connors, retired lawyer and board member of Fresh Lifelines for Youth. She's going to give us a little reminder about our Enterprise Institute.
Thank you, Coach Joe. Yes, it's never too early to talk about Enterprise Institute. So mark your calendars. We don't have slides. March 13th through 15th of 2026 is Enterprise Institute. For those of you who do not know, this is a camp that your Rotary Club takes 75 high school kids from throughout Oakland into the redwoods of Aptos, California. We stay in dorms. We teach and explore leadership skills, networking, resume building, and we learn, or the kids learn, about all of the amazing careers that are out there. With that said, we can't do that without our Rotary members helping us out and attending. So, for those of you who are newer Rotarians, this is a great opportunity to spend time with your Rotary friends and really get to know them. You're not camping, but you're kind of camping. You're staying in dorms with cots in sleeping bags, and it's from Friday to Sunday. So this is a great opportunity to network yourselves. On your tables are sign-up sheets. We could use help for the entire weekend, March 13th through the 15th. We meet at the ballroom, or hopefully at our new location, on Friday morning at 7, and we come home around 1 o'clock on Sunday. If you're not available for the entire weekend, please come out just for Saturday morning. Come at 9 o'clock on Saturday, March 14th, and help expose all of these kids to your fantastic work that you have done. We do occupational speed dating. It goes from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, and it's a lot of fun for you and for the kids. So please sign up. We'll be taking them today, and we'll be sending out calendar invites. Thank you.
Thank you, Tricia. I have to tell you, I attended the camp last year, and I think I came away with being more inspired and had such a great time, probably more than the students. My bunkmate, well, not my bunkmate, my cabin mate happened to be Seth Butner. We just had a great time. I encourage you to sign up. Now I'd like to bring up Murray Mac McFadden, founder of McFadden Finch Holdings Company, and obviously the best dressed gentleman in the room. He has an announcement on an upcoming holiday outing. Oh, wow.
All good. First and foremost, I want to let people know what I just did. The American flag should never touch the ground. And so when I walked up here, it was on the floor. And that is an insult to those who've served. So if you ever see the flag on the ground, please take initiative and raise the flag. So now that I have your attention, December 20th, 1 p.m. at the Paramount Theater, I'm going to read you this thing here so you'll have an excuse. It's the annual Rotary Club of Oakland No. 3 Holiday Ballet Tradition. You have to do it. Don't make me come get you. I told you I'm going to be up here and shut me up by getting tickets. It's that simple and easy. You don't want to see my eyebrows raised. So, Oakland Ballet, December 20th, 1 p.m. Contact me for tickets. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Mac, thank you for adjusting the flag. Much appreciated. And I don't know if Mac mentioned Oakland Ballet and Oakland Symphony. The symphonies be performing at the same time, so I hope you join. Now I'd like to call up past president and our Assistant Governor, Dudley Thompson, owner and manager of Professional Fleet Graphics. Dudley has a couple Rotary events that are happening right in our area with other clubs and districts that he wants to share.
Thank you, Coach Joe, fellow team members, and honored guests. You have two flyers on your tables. One is for a dinner and holiday train of lights, and the other is for Pies for Purpose. Annually, the Hayward Club puts on a train ride, gets tickets for the train ride that goes through Niles Canyon. Mark Miller, one of our members, is deeply involved with this. He's always been a conductor on that train, an engineer, I think. So this is a great event. It's a district-wide event, and you have the information here with a QR code, and it's on December 2nd, Tuesday, December 2nd. Secondly, we have four, I'm an area governor, whatever they call, but what it means is I keep contact with the four clubs that are in our area. There's 12 areas in our district. One of them is our own club, the Alameda Club, Oakland Uptown, and Piedmont Montclair. They have fundraising events. I was up here a few weeks ago talking about the paddleball tournament that Piedmont Montclair put on. The Uptown Club does this great event every year. It's called Pies for Purpose. And you're encouraged to buy a pie for $25 each. That's given to, the list is on the paper of the recipients for the pies. And then you're encouraged to buy your own pie. I've just bought 6 pies to give away, and I bought 2 for myself. There's an apple pie, a pecan pie, a pumpkin pie, either gluten-free and vegan, or, I don't know, is there pork in them? I don't know what's not. Anyway, you can get those pies, and you can pick them up. There's information on the website that's on the sheet, but you can pick them up at Brad Howard's office. Brad is a member of that club. I think it's on Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So please consider getting your Thanksgiving pie and a good purpose for it. Thank you, Joe.
Steal one of those back from you, Debbie. I plan to go on the train ride. I've been 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's fabulous. Lighted train through Niles Canyon. And I think you mentioned our own member is one of the engineers. They are going to have a dinner beforehand. So consider joining Martha and I and other Rotarians. And of course, I'm going to buy some pies to help support our Oakland Uptown Club. I think I saw a birthday cake on the way in. We're going to celebrate Rotarians with a November birthday. Is anybody, I would like everybody whose birthday is in November to stand. It's yours, Shirley? Oh, wow. It's Carla's birthday as well. Oh, it's today, November 13th? What's your birthday, Bill? Day. What day is your birthday? Oh. Shirley, what day is your birthday? 22nd. I'm sorry. Bill's going to steal this lovely hat on you. Bill, would you wander on up? And we're going to have you wear this hat for half a second, if you would. Or at least carry it. At least hold it. And let's all sing happy birthday to Bill and Shirley and all of our November Rotarians with a birthday. Sorry. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bill and Shirley and November Rotarians. Sorry, Bill. Sorry, Bill. Sorry, Bill. You don't want to keep this for a while?
Hey, Bill.
I'll tell you what, Bill, I'll make this up to
you.
I'll make sure to donate to the Clubfoot Fund.
Bill, you need to wear that hat. You really rock it.
No.
Let him wear the hat, man.
Aw. You can carry it. Boy, sort of. Can we steal just a little bit of your time, Shirley? Can we go fast, Ruth? I'd like to bring up Ruth Strupp. Ruth Strupp is our chef extraordinaire with Chez Nous. She is also our Rotary Foundation chair, and November is Rotary Foundation month. And she is going to update the campaign as quickly as she can because I messed up. Thank you, Ruth.
Not a problem. Thank you, Joe, and it's good to see all the Rotarians out there. Can I see Seth Butner up here? Up here, Seth Butner. I know. So a very quick update. A few weeks ago, we passed the hat for polio. We raised $2,250 from generous Rotarians. Joe Gorelka matched it, and that in the math world, that's about $4,500, which will be double matched again by the Gates Foundation. So thank you all for being so generous at the bare moment. Some of you, especially if you're newer, may not know that Seth Butner was our president the year of COVID, the 2020-2021 year. And he never got to do a meeting in person, so we've been trying to rectify that over time. Seth did something really incredible. He did a President's Challenge. And even though we were not meeting in the ballroom, almost every member of the club gave at least something, at least $25 to the club. And we more than doubled our TRF results that year. So we raised the most money we've ever raised in the club, $143,000 to the share fund, and about a 90% participation rate fund. 95%. I knew I wouldn't have to check the number. So a lot of members have given $25 back then and haven't really touched TRF again. Here's something you might not know about the current president. Our current president is currently has a very rare designation of being an Arch Clump Society member. That means he's given more money than I've got to Rotary Foundation. Our club has about 130 Paul Harris Fellows, and we have about 90 people who've never donated because they're newer members and they need to learn a little more about it. So we're going to thank Seth today because I hear he's sending us a big check. He told us he had a contribution to make.
I just gave it to Jesse.
I just gave it to Jesse. We want to thank him in person. I put on your tables a pledge form just to help us understand what you're thinking about doing for the Rotary Foundation this year. And I'd like to ring the bell for Seth Butner. And I'd like to give you a big hug and thank you.
Sure, just go ahead and introduce, or what are you going to do?
That's it.
That's it? Okay.
I would just, don't leave Ruth. Ruth's going to introduce our speaker here in a minute. I would like to thank Seth. Seth and I have a little bit of a connection.
Competition.
A little bit of, I happen to be his Rotary Foundation chair, but he in his President Challenge made it so special. But because I have this connection, I would very much like to replicate what Seth was able to do that year. And so whatever magic you made happen, I hope you'll reach your hands out
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
and make it happen again this year. And $25 is all it needs. No amount is too small. No amount doesn't provide good around the world. So our goal this year is 95?
95%.
95% of all the Rotarians on our team participating in the Rotary Foundation. So,
The goal is 100%. But
well, I love that. The goal is 100%. Thank you, Seth.
if they just give $25, that's all we ask.
Thank you.
There we go.
Ruth, you want to introduce our speaker?
So fellow Rotarians, it is now my honor to introduce an amazing woman to you, Shirley Grace. Shirley Grace has so many accolades on these paper that I won't be able to read them. I think you'll enjoy getting to know her through her own talk. What I'll tell you is she's a badass. She worked for the Sheriff Department in IT and had a career there and has brought her enthusiasm and energy to Rotary as a retired volunteer, which means she's a full-time volunteer now. We had the honor, a few of us, of having dinner with her, and she just knows more about Rotary and the Rotary Foundation. And today her talk is, she's going to talk a little bit about how Rotary changes lives. What I think is really important for you all to know is that some of the best enterprises in the world have something that we like to call systems and processes. And the Rotary Foundation provides that for us. Imagine we have over 1 million members in Rotary. If we all wanted to do it our own way, how would that work? We get so much more work done when we work together. And Shirley's going to share some of those stories of how of the things that Rotary has done. Thank you so much for joining our club, Shirley.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Ruth, for that kind introduction. And Coach Joe, I'm so happy to be here with you today. It's such a pleasure. And as you know, a visitor to the team, I thought I would bring something to perhaps help out the team. In my spare time between midnight and 6, every evening, there are some things that I can do. And so I make these pendants. And all of the proceeds go to a foundation that I support. Yes, everyone's looking at Bonnie because she handed some of these out last year. But all of this goes to Rotary Global Grants, which you are a large participant in. So, Coach, I hope you can figure out a way to make some money off of this for one of the club projects.
Thank you. I'm sure we will.
I bet you will.
These are extremely popular.
They are popular, and I would...
Wearing one at the moment?
I would hate to tell you, I'll tell you afterwards how much the most it has gone for, and then someone else stood up and bought another one. So, Mary, I'd like to thank you for that marvelous meeting last night. It was wonderful being in your home. It was marvelous meeting with so many new members. John, I grew up just 10 miles from Selma, and I was privileged and honored to be the speaker when they celebrated their 100th anniversary last October of 2024. So thank you for your many years of service. You know, I would not be here if it were not for all of you. I come from the Rotary Club of Fresno. Next March, I will have been a member for 25 years, and this club sponsored the Rotary Club of Fresno, club number 202, in March of 1916. So I want to thank you for that. Everything that I am and do is because of you and what you have done and your leadership. The Rotary Foundation is really the power of hope. That's what it provides. Some of you may say, well, what does that mean? I'll explain. I was born and raised in Fresno, California, and a child of the 50s. Back in the day, my grandmother made every stitch of clothing that I ever wore. And so one day, I was about 9 years old, and I was very surprised because I was the only daughter, the only granddaughter, and I said to my grandma, "Grandma, I saw a new dress in the window. Would you make it for me?" She said a word I had never heard. She said, "No." And then she said, "But I will teach you to make it. It's time you learned." So Grandma and I, she didn't drive. We got on a bus, we went downtown, looked in the JCPenney window, and there was this adorable dress. She said, "Oh, honey, it's darling. I can see why you like it. Now, do you want it to be just like that?" Wasn't my first rodeo. I said, "No, Grandma, I'd like the arms a little shorter, and I'd like a few less gathers in the skirt." She pointed out a few other nuances with the dress, and then we walked hand in hand a block down the street to the Woolworths store. Yes, I'm not the only baby boomer in the room because there was a Woolworths store here very close, I'm sure. We walked in the back, we measured out a yard of fabric, and I went home, a zipper and a spool of thread, and she taught me to make a dress, cutting out a pattern, fitting it to my little body with newspaper. And 3 days later, I had made my first dress, a skill that I would take with me throughout my life. Now we're going to fast forward a number of years, and now I am the president of the Rotary Club of Fresno. We're not number one, but that's what we call ourselves, the Rotary Club of Fresno. Not Rotary, the Rotary Club of Fresno. And so I'm there, and we're having a good year. Things are going well. We're enjoying, just like you are with Coach Joe this year. And then I get this Facebook friend request from this guy in India. And I'm like, I don't know anybody in India. So I look at his Facebook page, and he looks like a really nice guy. He's posting all these things about Rotary, and he's got a wonderful family. So I accept his friend request. About a month later, I was working on something for Rotary, and I was up late one night. And so he comes on, and we start chatting online. And I said, you know, someday I'd like to come and do a national immunization day in India. And he said, oh, that's wonderful. You'll come on January 23rd. You'll come to our home. You'll stay with us. You'll go with my club, the Rotary Club of Vasco da Gama, and we'll see you then. What about someday did you not get? Well, my wonderful new friend Prakash seemed pretty insistent, and I said, well, we'll see about that, not being accustomed to the culture at all at that point in time. About another month goes by, and now it's springtime, and we were working on the district conference, and I wanted to see that all the people in my club who had worked so hard got the proper acknowledgement. So I was working on that, and he tags me in a photo. So I'm thinking, okay, now you got my curiosity up. How can you tag me in a photo? So I get home, I open my computer, and here's this photo. It's a sea of Indian women in their everyday cotton work saris. And they're walking down a dusty, dirty road. Dust just kind of rising in the back, not a blonde in sight. But up in the upper right-hand corner, there's a picture of a treadle sewing machine. And it said, help us purchase these sewing machines so that we can teach 130 women to sew and change the lives of themselves and their families forever. Boy, I took one to the heart that day. I thought, I don't know a thing about a grant. What can I do? Well, Monday went by, Tuesday went by, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I said, okay, Prakash, send me what you have on that grant. Within 1 hour, I had a completed set of Rotary International Foundation paperwork to do back then, which was a matching grant. We only needed $3,500 from the club. And I said, okay, we're a big club like you, just the same size. I said, okay, I'll submit it to my club. They approved it 2 weeks later, sent it off to the district. They approve it 2 weeks after that. Sent it off to Rotary International. 2 months later, we had entered our first matching grant with the Rotary District of 3170 in India and the Rotary Club of Vasco da Gama. An unlikely pairing, all for Rotary and bringing Rotarians together. We provided a change in these lives of women. That's the power of hope. The next year, we did a Braille machine for 400 children in a blind school. And we've been doing grants and global grants every single year for the past 17 years, which we're working on one right now for. You know, it's amazing, but Rotary gives you some opportunities, and you need to seize those opportunities when you can. I want to share a little bit about the Rotary Foundation with you right now. Polio eradication funding, and you may or may not be aware of this, but I just wanted to share it because it's timely and it's where we are. You may have heard, but we were up for not having $265 million of funding being pulled from polio eradication because of a lack of funding for the CDC and USAID. On September 18th, the Polio Eradication Task Force, which is chaired by Jarita Scolari, and it's also one of the people on that is Larry Lunsford, which you've had as a speaker here, and he is our president nominee. They secured $265 million through the State Department. So we will not go without that funding. That's great news for us. Right. That's big news. You know, adapting means finding new ways that we can do things. Where are we with polio? Last year we had 46 cases. This year we have 39 currently, 30 in Pakistan and 9 in Afghanistan. If you think there's fatigue, let me ask this. How many people have been on a National Immunization Day for polio? God bless your service. Thank you very much. I have been on 3. What a marvelous opportunity. When you see a man on a wheeled, they call it a trike. It's a trike, and he operates it with a hand crank wheel. And he's got his little daughter in front riding, and his wife is in a beautiful pink sari, but she comes over here, and he's got a little older son with him, comes over. The reason why he's on that trike is because he's a polio survivor. The little boy is too old for the drops. He's already been immunized. But I'm able to give those drops as one of my first children I ever immunized to his daughter standing on that trike. How can we get fatigue? When I'm walking into a meeting with the government, but a woman's outside and she's looking at me just pleading with her eyes, will you please immunize my baby? And I stop to give her the drops. We don't have time to have the fatigue. And there's good news at that as well, and this will even help more. Bill Gates Foundation has already committed to the Rotary Foundation to provide another $100 million for the next 3 years to match 2-for-1 for whatever we raise for polio. So I hope that you will remember polio eradication in your funding. One last thing in Rotary and some numbers. Last year we had a goal, the Rotary Foundation had a goal, yes, because our leaders need to make goals and we need to work very hard. And I was in a different position last year, working with clubs in all of the southwestern United States to raise money and the contributions to our foundation, the nonprofit arm of Rotary International. And the goal was $2.025 billion by 2025. I remember going back the year before for a meeting with Mark Maloney, who was to be the chair, and we thought, oh my goodness, because the numbers just quite frankly weren't there. But have a lofty goal, but we're thinking, oh my goodness, guess what? You did it. By the end of last year, we did it. We exceeded our goal. Why do we need to do that? We need to do that because it's just like the endowment fund that you have for your own foundation. My club also has a foundation. We need to see that our projects go on in perpetuity and our good works don't falter when we've left this earth someday. I want to congratulate you for that. Why congratulate you? Because last year, your per capita giving from this club, the great Oakland number 3, who's my granddaddy, or my daddy, donated $459 per capita. That is tremendous. That is tremendous. Yes, a big hand to you. And total giving of $119,775, so just shy of $120,000. And about half of that comes back. It was actually $112,000 went to the annual fund. So half of that comes back to do projects right here in your community and in your global grants. You're doing about 10 global grants a year, and you're participating in them. You're doing about 4 that you write. That's a tremendous amount. You have some great talent in here. Is Barbara Berry here today? Barbara, it's my honor and pleasure to meet you and to see you. These aren't dollars. You know, Seth just talked about them. Yeah, we're relating to them. They're not dollars. They're clean water. In Barbara's case, they're cervical cancer. Young woman by young woman. You've given her life. You've given her the gift of hope and the children that she will bear, and her family, her brothers, her siblings. The work that you have done in India and also Bolivia, I want to thank you for that, Barbara. It's beautiful work. Peter Saris, Peter's not here today, is he? I'm sorry he's not here because I've not met him. We've spoken on the phone. But the Sustainable Water Project in Guatemala, I was talking to him on the phone in my previous position about 2 years ago, and he said he's looking for more funding for this. I said, well, you know what, I've got a foundation. Why don't I donate $5,000 to your grant out of that foundation? We did so, and it's an honor and privilege to be partners with you. But can you imagine that child that you teach to fish out of that pond, and that fish will sustain their bodies and then go on to grow crops in that sustainable project that goes on and on and on. The children that you've given books to, literacy grants, so many projects that you do, even in this community, work with the homeless, even meals. You know, when somebody comes in and they're homeless and you give them a meal, it's not just the meal. They've got a warm smile and a connection with another human being. You know, as I travel all around the country and throughout the world. It's interesting because you get to meet different people and find out why they joined Rotary. And one woman, she tells her story that she woke up one morning and she realized, oh my goodness, I know what's going on, I'm pregnant. Well, they knew what was causing it, of course, but she said, I'm pregnant, and they had an 8-year-old at home, but it was a surprise child. But then they quickly got excited about the birth of their child. And about 6 weeks before the child was due, she went in for a routine checkup. And the doctor said, well, let's send you over for a stress test. And sure enough, the child was in distress, so they performed an emergency C-section and delivered a baby boy, whom they would name Jeffrey. They transferred him over to Children's Hospital for observation, but sadly, on day 4 of his very young life, he suffered a massive intraventricular hemorrhage, causing severe brain damage and rendering him medically fragile. A long stay in Children's Hospital ensued, and a number of surgeries. Finally, a few weeks later, it was the day that Jeffrey would come home. No one was more excited than his 8-year-old little brother. But Jeffrey's needs were far greater than their energies could provide. And a friend told them about this place called the Rotary House. The Rotary House was a respite care facility done by a local Rotary Club where parents of medically fragile children could take their medical records and the child, arrange to drop them off and go to a doctor's appointment or to a back-to-school night with their other children. So they thought, we'll try this Rotary House. So they bundled Jeffrey up, they took him down and dropped him off. They just took their 8-year-old out to have dinner at McDonald's and to play in the balls. They came back and picked Jeffrey up. He was perfectly fine. But before they left, they said, we want you to have this. They gave him a little teddy bear with a pair of blue bib overalls on and a great big rotary wheel right in the center of it. As they drove away that night, they thought, who would do this for us? Who would know of our need and provide this service? Every time they saw someone with that Rotary logo on, they went over and they said, thank you for this service. You see, Jeffrey didn't sleep. So every few months they would take Jeffrey, arrange, drop him off, and go back home and sleep for 14 hours. They'd be good to go for another few months. The woman said, someday I will give back to this organization who has done so much for me and my family. And you know, she did just that. A number of years later, she joined Rotary. She joined the very club that started that project. She became president of that club, and she even became a district governor. And today, it's her honor and privilege to be here sharing her story with all of you. Yes, this is my story, and Jeffrey is my son. You see, another reason why I would not be here if it were not for you. And that project was a project of the Rotary Club of Fresno. The power of hope. It's said that Rotarians build projects in places they will never visit, for people they will never meet. Well, today, my dear friends, you've met one, and on behalf of myself and my family, I want to thank you for your service and all that you do, and also ask, please, continue to give. Give where your heart and your passion leads you. God bless your service.
Shirley, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your incredible story. Thank you for sharing what Rotary can accomplish in the world. I think we have time for maybe one question. Do we have a question out there? Does anybody have a question? Looks like we're good. Shirley, come up here. On behalf of your presentation today, we've made a donation to End Polio, and as you know, it's Rotary's signature project. And so know on part of your presentation, you're helping end polio in the world. You know it's down to 2 war-torn countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And over the last 3 decades, we've reduced reported polio cases, 99.9%. And we're going to eradicate polio from the world because we are this close. And I also present you a Rotary four-way test coin. Thank you so much for sharing your story. So I forgot to say, a bell ringer is a generous $100 donation to our Oakland Rotary Endowment. It supports our service projects. And I'm going to ring the bell in honor of Seth Butner as a way to say thank you. I appreciate your support and friendship, and also for a way to say, if you want to make Seth happy, donate $25 to the Rotary Foundation this year or more, and $25 or more to the Oakland Rotary Endowment next calendar year. I don't know if there's any other bell ringers. Jim? Yes?
I'm going to ring my youngest son. Mine too. Got married last weekend to a wonderful young lady, and I'd like to ring the bell on behalf of Beth and my wife Linda, who worked so hard to make the wedding happen.
Jim Bosnicker rings the bell for the wedding, the nuptials of his son, and for his wife Linda, who we're so pleased to have in our club as well. Are there any other bell ringers? If not, I'd like to bring up Daniel Chang, a retired printer. Daniel's going to let us know what our program is for next week.
Our guest speaker next week is Brother Guy, a Jesuit priest. He was the former director of the Vatican's observatory, or better known as the astronomer to the Pope. He leads a team of 12 scientists to study the cosmos. His topic is A Jesuit's Guide to the Stars, How and Why has the Jesuit Order of the Catholic Church supported astronomy. Thank you.
So next week is the Pope's astronomer. He is visiting from the Vatican, and he's a noted speaker around the world. So I think it's going to be a fabulous talk. In addition to that, the Cal Band is going to show up. Must be the big game. In addition to that, we are going to have a club photo taken. So please come and be part of that photo. Hear the Pope's astronomer and hear the Cal Band play as well. I want to welcome Julie back from Italy, and I also want to give a big thank you to Wendy Howard and Carrie Hamill for so wonderfully and effectively covering for Julie while she was gone. Thank you. Let's give Wendy a one. So with that, I want to leave you with, through Rotary, world peace will come someday, and we will end polio too. Look out, Oakland Rotary is on the run. Thank you all for being here. We're small but mighty today. The number of bell ringers per percentage is huge. This meeting is adjourned.
What it means to reciprocate, and how much can I be expected to tolerate? So I started to think about the plans I made.